I want you guys to understand the hardest thing in any process out there, with no matter what you're going through or have to go through, is starting, is taking that first step. And there's studies that have been, um, I guess, researched on and by a bunch of different colleges or people, different scientists, and they say the same thing, meaning like the hardest thing to do, no matter what it is, either small or big, is starting it, right? Taking that first step and actually going and doing it. So, whatever you're going through or whatever you want to do, make sure you just take baby steps, right? Don't overwhelm yourself. Same thing with like homework. So, I'm taking a lot of classes right now. Well, I always am, anyways. I try to push. Now that I know what kind of college is, I see that it's not too bad. So I try to push my limit with classes, and I try to overload it as much as possible. Like I think one semester, this is spring semester. Oh no, sorry, fall semester. I think I did like 19 credits, which I know full time student is 12 credits, and I think the max you were supposed to go is 18 credits. So like I try to max everything out, and then even all my those like 1 month semesters, like summer and winter courses, it's only a month, and but there's classes. There's like classes you could take that actually count, and for those ones the max is 9, and I always max it out, which is usually like 3 classes. Um, but I always try to go above, but they don't. I don't think they let you, which kind of sucks, but it's whatever. Another thing I was gonna say, starting something like with all my classes, all my homework. So since I have all these classes, I get so much homework piled on me, especially on a Monday. That's when everything comes in, right? Everybody hates a Monday. Um, and so on my app, I click on my app, and you can see this drop down menu of all the things I have to do, and I'll see some essays, I'll see some tests, I'll see some little quizzes, and then like little like questionnaires or little homeworks that I have to do. So what I usually like to do, especially depending on any project, whatever you're doing, start on the easy stuff first. Kind of knock it out. Once you get that going, you kind of have that momentum to kind of keep on going, right? And if I don't do that, I usually do the hardest part first, so I kind of smooth sail after and just finish all the easy part. It just makes it easier depending on what your style is. You just got to find your own style. Um, Same thing with these videos too. Like even though I'm not the best at making these videos, and I maybe sometimes I get choked up or I don't know what to say, or whatever the case may be, I make mistakes, right? Everybody makes mistakes. Um, just progress and get better and keep that momentum going, right? Just keep on doing it, and you'll get better from that experience. Like right now, like obviously right now I post, and a couple times I post, I know I could do better with the videos, and I'm kind of I was learning a long time ago about it because I always research first, anyways. Um, but like right now, I don't really have all the equipment for it, which I kind of do, but like since I moved and all that other stuff, it's like I haven't really got all my stuff. I haven't really set it up, and then I know there was a privacy act that was enacted. I would say the beginning of this year, and it was a whole thing with TikTok, and it wasn't TikTok alone. It was more of a privacy act that they were going against, and or I guess privacy information that they were going against, and TikTok was the biggest contender in there that they were going against. But there was other companies, smaller companies in there that were also getting targeted. Well, not targeted, but I guess uh, taken to that hearing, right? And well, one of the companies was it's a very known company with they do like software. That's what they are. It's a software program for, I think it's Clip something, not Clip Art. It's a very known one. Yeah, people use it on their phones, and it used to be around, but after that, I guess privacy thing. Um, I guess they weren't allowed to be in the U.S. no more. So, and that's what I was using to. I guess, rearrange all the videos and stuff. And I was doing that with my camera and my computer. So I'll shoot everything on the camera, whether it's broken up or not. Most of the time it would be, or I would break it up myself using that software because I'll plug it into my computer, and I can make stuff, put little sounds in there, and different like B rolls and stuff like that. And I'll teach you guys all this too later on when we start going through it. I'll like show you how to do all that stuff. But see, like, these are setbacks. Now I gotta find a different software, I guess, company to edit my videos to the point where, and you have to learn all this stuff. So it's like CapCut. That's what it is, CapCut. So on CapCut, on there, and it was free, and I learned everything that they all had, and I could do it pretty efficiently, right? Because there's so many things you could do on there, especially if you pay for the paid version. Um, but there's a bunch of other softwares that are for free that you could use, especially on your phone. But I think on the phone you can't do much. The computers, you can do a lot more, and you can find a lot more too, and it's way faster and smoother. The only thing is uploading is a little bit harder, which is fine though. I've done it, no problem. Um, what was I gonna say? So let me kind of settled. Let me get. I did want to get a different camera too, because this is more like a live action camera, meaning like more in motion camera, which I didn't understand it. I had researched it, but I didn't understand it was more for that. Well, I see that now, but it works fine. But I want to get an actual camera to the point where it's more like standstill videos, if that makes sense. The other one usually mounts on cars, motorcycles, stuff like that, snowboarding. Um, and then I'll show you guys how to edit that software and stuff. And my videos will progressively get better once I'm stable. Once I kind of get everything in this new place, and then kind of set it all up and find that different software, and then learn how to use it, because all the buttons and literally everything has changed. So once I find everything, then it'll just take some time. I think it's funny because with the news going on, I don't know if it's on your guys' algorithm too, but on mine, especially on TikTok. Well, I watch a lot of military edits or videos and stuff like that on mine, so maybe that's why. But a lot of like IDF soldier propaganda is coming up, and I think it's pretty funny. It's like, I don't know. I don't do politics on here and stuff, but I just think it's kind of funny and stuff. Just seeing that, like how much is blowing up, like, I guess, trending because of that. And like, it's just kind of crazy because, I mean, the US uses it too, and they were using it for recruiting purposes a while back, maybe like a couple months ago, and I'm pretty sure they're still doing it now. I just don't get it as much. What they do is, both propaganda is doing it right now, and one is not for recruiting purposes, but the US was. What they would do is they would have, maybe they give incentives to them, or they would just tell them, they would have beautiful girls go in there, or pretty girls, and they would have them post on like TikTok and stuff with their uniforms and their outfits, and kind of showing what they're doing, and kind of showing it everybody else that it's not that bad, and it probably isn't that bad. Most things aren't as bad as we think, especially me. Like, I'm an overthinker, and I always prepare for the worst, so, and that's usually the case. But it's kind of like almost like a reel, kind of, to get uh, young men to kind of come and join, so just be careful with that stuff. Just want to share that information with you guys out there.